Beloved child, stop whatever you are doing right now, because this moment did not find you by accident. The very fact that these words are reaching your ears at this exact hour is the first sign that the celestial realm has already turned its face toward you. I am speaking to you not from far away, but from a place closer than your own breath, closer than the beating that never stops inside your chest. Listen, because Michael the Archangel has heard the prayer you thought no one heard. That prayer you whispered in the dark, the one you were almost ashamed to say out loud, the one you repeated through your tears when the house was silent and everyone else was sleeping. That prayer did not fall to the ground. It did not evaporate into nothing. It rose. It rose past the ceiling of your room, past the clouds, past the silence of the sky, and it arrived at the high seat where the great warrior of light stands guard. And today, this very day, he comes down not to promise, not to postpone, not to test you again, but to fulfill what you asked for. Do you feel that? That trembling that just passed through you, that sudden warmth behind your eyes, that pressure in your throat that makes you want to weep without knowing why. That is not weakness. That is recognition. Something inside you, something older and wiser than your fears, already knows that what I am telling you is true. Your spirit recognizes the voice of the celestial realm, even when your mind is still trying to doubt. And I want you to let your spirit lead now. I want you to lower your defenses, to unclench the hands you have been holding so tightly for so long, and to allow yourself, just for these minutes, to believe that you are seen. Because you are seen. You have always been seen. Every night you thought you cried alone, there was a witness. Every morning you dragged yourself out of bed with a weight no one else could feel. There was a hand on your shoulder that you could not yet perceive. I know what they told you. They told you to be quiet. They told you that faith was for the naive, that hope was a game for children, that people like you should simply accept the life you were handed and stop dreaming of more. They told you to lower your eyes and expect nothing, so that you would never be disappointed again. And for a while you believed them. You let their voices grow louder than the voice of the Almighty inside you. You let the disappointments pile up like stones until they formed a wall between you and the sky. But listen to me now, because I am here to tear that wall down brick by brick. Michael the Archangel does not raise his sword for the proud and the loud. He raises it for the forgotten. He raises it for the ones the world walked past. He raises it for you. There is an urgency in this hour that I need you to understand. This is not an ordinary day dressed up in special words. Something has shifted in the invisible world. A decree has been signed in the heights. A name has been called, and the name that was called is yours. For years you may have felt that your prayers were being placed in a long line, that others were being answered before you, that somehow you were at the back of a queue that never seemed to move. But there are seasons in the spirit, my child, and you have just crossed the threshold into yours. The antechamber you have been sitting in for so long has finally opened its door, and the guardian at that door is the commander of the heavenly armies himself. Let me tell you what he saw when he looked at your life. He saw the exhaustion you carry so well that no one around you even notices it anymore. He saw you smile at people while something inside you was quietly breaking. He saw you say, "I am fine," when every cell of your body was screaming that you were not. He saw the way you kept giving even when you had nothing left to give, the way you kept showing up for others even when no one showed up for you. He saw the meals you prepared with love that were eaten without a single word of thanks. He saw the sacrifices no one applauded, the kindnesses no one remembered, the long nights of worry that aged your heart faster than the years aged your face. And he saw the tears. Oh, how he saw the tears. The tears you cried in the shower so that the sound of the water would hide the sound of your weeping. The tears that fell onto your pillow and dried before morning so that no one would ask what was wrong. The tears you blinked back in public, swallowing them down like bitter medicine so that you could keep functioning, keep working, keep surviving. You became an expert at hiding your pain. You learned to fold it up small and tuck it away where it would not show. But nothing is hidden from the celestial realm. Every one of those tears was collected. Every single one was counted and kept, not as evidence against you, but as a testimony of everything you endured without giving up. There is a particular kind of loneliness that only certain souls know. It is not the loneliness of being physically alone. It is the loneliness of being surrounded by people and still feeling unseen. It is sitting at a table full of voices and feeling like a ghost that no one can hear. It is the ache of having so much love to give and no one who truly wants to receive it. It is watching others be celebrated for things you would have been punished for, watching doors open easily for people who barely knocked while you pounded on doors that never moved. If you know that loneliness, then you know why I have come to you tonight. Because the ones who suffer that particular wound are the very ones the celestial realm has marked for the greatest restoration. I want you to understand something about your tiredness, because the world has lied to you about it. Your tiredness is not laziness. Your tiredness is not weakness. Your tiredness is the honorable exhaustion of a soul that has been carrying more than its share for far too long. You have been strong for people who were never strong for you. You have been the shoulder, the anchor, the safe place, the one everyone runs to when their own world falls apart. And when your world fell apart, who did you run to? You ran to the Almighty in the silence, because there was no one else. And that, my child, that is precisely why He is about to lift you higher than all the ones who leaned on you and never looked back. Feel the weight on your shoulders right now. Feel how long you have carried it, that invisible burden that presses down on you from the moment you open your eyes, the one that makes even simple days feel like climbing a mountain. I want you to know that you were never meant to carry it forever. It was never yours to hold alone. And tonight, Michael the Archangel extends his hand not to add another task to your list, not to ask more of you, but to take that weight and lift it off you at last. Can you imagine what it will feel like to breathe without that pressure, to wake up without that dread, to walk through a day feeling light for the first time in years? That is the future rushing toward you now, and nothing in the visible or invisible world can stop it. But I must give you a warning, and I give it to you in love, not in fear. There is a real danger in this hour, and the danger is not from your enemies. The danger is the temptation to turn away from your own blessing because you have been hurt so many times that hope itself has become frightening to you. You have been let down before. You have gotten your hopes up before, only to watch them crash. And so a part of you, a wounded and protective part, whispers, do not believe this. Do not open your heart again. Do not set yourself up to be broken one more time. I understand that voice. I know where it came from. It was born from real pain. But I must tell you that this is the moment to silence it, because the very blessing you have been waiting your whole life for is standing at your door, and the only thing that could delay it now is your own refusal to receive it. To ignore a call from the celestial realm is a serious thing. Not because the Almighty is cruel, for He is not, but because every genuine call carries a season attached to it, and seasons do not wait forever. When Michael the Archangel comes to fulfill a prayer, he is not merely delivering a gift. He is opening a door in the Spirit, and doors in the Spirit have hinges of time. The soul that recognizes the visitation and steps through that door walks into a new life. The soul that hesitates, that says maybe later, that lets doubt and old wounds argue it out of its own miracle, watches the door slowly close, not out of punishment, but because the season passed while it stood frozen. I am telling you this so that you will not freeze. I am telling you this so that when the movement comes, and it is coming, you will say yes with your whole heart. Spiritual negligence has a cost that no one talks about. It is not dramatic. It does not announce itself. It creeps in quietly. It looks like putting off your prayers because you are too tired. It looks like ignoring the small nudges in your spirit because life is too loud. It looks like telling yourself you will deal with the deeper things later, always later, until later becomes never. And the soul that lives in that neglect slowly forgets the sound of the celestial realm's voice. It grows dull. It grows numb. It begins to mistake the absence of the Almighty's felt presence for the absence of the Almighty Himself. If you have felt that numbness creeping over you, hear me now, because tonight is the night it breaks. Tonight, the numbness shatters. Tonight, your spirit wakes up. Now let me tell you what is happening in the world you cannot see with your natural eyes. Right now, as these words reach you, there is movement in the invisible realm on your behalf. Understand that everything that appears in the visible world was first decided in the invisible one. Every victory, every open door, every sudden turnaround that people call luck or coincidence, all of it was arranged first in the realm of the Spirit, before it ever touched the realm of flesh. And in that realm, at this very moment, your name is being spoken. Your case is being addressed. The delays that held you back are being dismantled one by one, like chains being struck off a prisoner who has finally been declared free. There is a battle being fought for you, and I want you to know that you are winning it, even in the moments when it feels like you are losing everything. The adversary of your soul studied you long ago. He saw the same greatness in you that the celestial realm saw, and it terrified him. He knew that if you ever fully understood who you were and what you carried, you would be unstoppable. And so he worked, patiently and quietly, to keep you small. He whispered that you were not enough. He arranged the disappointments to make you believe that trying was pointless. He surrounded you with people who would drain you and doubt you and diminish you, so that you would never gather the strength to rise. Everything that came against you was not random. It was strategic. But here is the truth that changes everything. You are still here. After all of it, after every attack, every loss, every night you thought you would not make it, you are still here. And the fact that you are still standing is proof that a greater power has been protecting you all along. Before I go deeper into what is being prepared for you, I need to pause and speak to you about something that has been kept from souls like you for a very long time. There is a reason you have felt like a piece on a board that someone else was moving. There is a reason you have sensed that a larger game was being played over your head, a game with rules no one ever explained to you. That feeling is not paranoia. It is spiritual perception. You have always sensed that there is a structure to the unseen world, an order, a set of laws that govern how blessings are released and how curses are broken. And you were right. There are keys, there are weapons, there are ancient protections that the celestial realm has always made available to its children, and yet so few ever learn to use them. This is why a sacred guide was prepared, a digital book called The 7 Blades of the Archangel, the sacred guide to break curses, seal blessings, and activate the call of the chosen. I do not mention it to you as a passing thing, but because it holds the very knowledge that explains everything you have felt in your spirit, but could never put into words. If you have sensed that unseen forces of envy, of resentment, of spiritual attack have been aimed at your life, this guide reveals exactly how the sword of Michael the Archangel cuts through them. It teaches you the rules of the invisible game where you have always been the central piece. It shows you how to seal the blessings that keep slipping through your fingers, how to break the patterns that have followed your family for generations, and how to finally step into the calling that has been waiting for you since before you were born. The link is at the very top of the comments, pinned first on the channel, and I tell you plainly that this knowledge challenges the comfortable narratives that keep souls asleep, which is exactly why there have been efforts to keep it silent. Do not wait. Go now, claim it, and leave your declaration in the comments. I am the elect, and I shall claim the sacred scroll. Say it with faith, because the moment you declare it, something shifts in the spirit, and the reading of these words continues to work in you, even as you act. And now, with that declaration burning in you as fuel, let me return to what the celestial realm is unveiling, because the revelation only deepens from here. I told you there was a battle. Let me now show you the warrior. Close your eyes for a moment, if you can do so safely, and let me paint for you what stands between you and every force that has tried to destroy you. Picture a figure of immense light, so bright that the darkness itself recoils from him. His wings are not soft and gentle like the pictures painted for children. His wings are vast and powerful, stretched wide enough to cover an entire household, an entire bloodline, an entire destiny. In his hand he holds a sword, and that sword is not made of metal. It is made of pure fire, the fire of divine justice, and it has never once lost a battle since the beginning of time. This is Michael the Archangel, the prince of the heavenly armies, the one who cast down the great darkness when it rose in pride against the high seat of the Almighty, and this is the one who has been assigned to your case. Do you understand the magnitude of what I am telling you? The most powerful warrior in all of the celestial realm, the commander before whom every dark force trembles, has been dispatched on your behalf, not for someone more important than you, not for someone more worthy in the eyes of the world, for you, for the forgotten one, for the invisible one, for the one who cried alone and thought no one was listening. I see him now standing over the accumulated darkness of your life, all the curses spoken over you whether by others or by your own discouraged lips, all the heavy words that people declared over your future, all the generational patterns of lack and sorrow that were handed down to you like an unwanted inheritance. I see him raise that sword of fire, and I hear the decree that is spoken in the heights. Enough. This one is mine. This one is protected. This one shall not be touched again. And as the sword falls, the chains break. I can hear them breaking even now, a sound like ancient iron shattering, echoing through the corridors of the invisible world. The curse that followed your family for generations, broken. The pattern of almost but never quite, broken. The invisible ceiling that kept you from rising no matter how hard you worked, shattered into 1,000 pieces. There are angels gathering around your situation right now, and they are not passive observers. They are moving. Some are dismantling the works of darkness that were built up against you over the years. Some are recovering what was stolen from you, gathering it back from the places it was hidden. Some are preparing the path ahead of you, going before you into your tomorrow to remove the obstacles you have not even encountered yet. There is an entire host at work on your behalf, an operation of the celestial realm so vast and so detailed that if you could see it for even 1 second, you would never again wonder whether the Almighty remembers you. And there is a decree being written over you in the heavenly court, a decree with your name at the top of it. It declares that the season of loss is ended and the season of recovery has begun. It declares that everything the adversary took shall be returned, and not merely returned, but returned multiplied. This is the law of the kingdom that few ever learn. When the thief is caught, he does not simply give back what he stole. He is made to repay it many times over. And the adversary of your soul has been caught. The evidence has been presented. The verdict has been reached. He must repay everything with interest that will astonish you. Think of everything that has been taken from you. Think of the years that felt wasted, the opportunities that slipped away, the relationships that ended in pain, the dreams you had to bury just to survive. Think of the peace that was stolen from your nights, the joy that was drained from your days, the confidence that was chipped away one disappointment at a time. All of it is written on the ledger of the celestial realm, and all of it is about to be repaid. The years the locusts ate are about to be restored. The doors that were shut are about to be opened. The name that was forgotten is about to be honored in the very places where it was once dismissed. I want to speak now to the specific wounds you carry, because the celestial realm does not deal in generalities. If your body has been tired, if there is a heaviness in your health that has weighed on you, know that restoration is being decreed over your flesh, a renewal of strength that will surprise even you. If your relationships have been broken, if you have known betrayal and abandonment from the very people who should have stood by you, know that new and true connections are being drawn toward you, and old wounds are being prepared for healing in ways you cannot yet imagine. If your resources have been stretched thin, if you have known the particular anxiety of not having enough and lying awake, calculating how to make it stretch one more time, know that provision is being released, that unexpected supply is being routed toward your door, that the season of just barely surviving is coming to its end. And if it is your heart that has suffered most, if the deepest wound is not in your circumstances but in your spirit, if you have simply grown weary of hoping, then hear this above everything else. Your heart is about to be made new. The part of you that stopped believing is about to believe again. The joy you thought you had lost forever is being restored to you, not as a faint memory, but as a living reality. You will laugh again, and it will be real. You will feel light again. You will wake up one morning soon and notice that the heaviness is simply gone, and you will not even be able to say exactly when it left, only that it is gone and you are free. Let me tell you why the answer took so long, because I know that question has haunted you. I know you have wondered in your lowest moments whether the delay meant that the Almighty had forgotten you, whether your prayers had been filed away and lost, whether you had done something to deserve the silence. So let me settle this for you now, once and for all. The delay was never rejection. The delay was preparation. The delay was protection. There were things that had to be removed from your path before your blessing could arrive. Things you could not see, dangers that would have destroyed you if the answer had come too soon. Imagine a master craftsman working on a precious stone. To the untrained eye, it looks like he is simply striking the stone again and again, chipping away at it, seeming almost to damage it. But the craftsman knows exactly what he is doing. Every strike is calculated. Every cut removes what does not belong so that the true beauty hidden within can finally shine. That is what these years have been for you. Every hardship was a strike of the master's tool. Every disappointment removed something that would have weighed you down in the life that is coming. Every delay refined you, strengthened you, deepened you, prepared you to hold a blessing so large that the person you were years ago could never have carried it. You were not being punished in the antechamber. You were being lapidated, cut and polished by the hand of the greatest craftsman of all, shaped into something of extraordinary value. And the reason the work took so long is because the value being created in you is so great. Cheap things are made quickly. Precious things take time. You are not cheap, my child. You are a masterpiece that the celestial realm has been carefully forming across these long years, and the work is nearly complete. There is another reason for the delay that I must reveal to you, and this one will bring you peace. Some of the things you prayed for in years past were not truly meant for you, though you did not know it at the time. You prayed for doors that, had they opened, would have led you into harm. You prayed for people who, had they stayed, would have held you back from your destiny. You wept over losses that were actually rescues in disguise. The celestial realm, in its love, sometimes answers our prayers by protecting us from the very things we begged for. And one day, when you can see the whole picture, you will fall to your knees in gratitude for every prayer that was answered with a loving no, because each of those refusals was clearing the way for the far greater yes that is arriving now. I need you to understand the kind of yes that is coming, because it is not a small thing. It is not a patch on your old life. It is not a minor improvement. It is a transformation so complete that you will struggle to recognize the person you used to be. The one who felt invisible is about to be seen. The one who felt forgotten is about to be remembered in ways that will leave you breathless. The one who always came last is about to be moved to the front. This is the great reversal that the celestial realm specializes in, the turning of the tables that has been the signature of the Almighty's dealings with his faithful ones since the beginning of time. And I must remind you again of the knowledge that unlocks all of this, because it would grieve me to reveal to you the reality of the invisible battle and leave you without the weapons to fight it. The digital book, The 7 Blades of the Archangel, exists for precisely this reason. It is the guide that teaches you the specific prayers, the sacred declarations, and the spiritual keys that seal everything I am describing to you into permanence. Because it is one thing to receive a blessing, and it is another to know how to protect it so that the adversary can never steal it again. This guide reveals the 7 swords, 7 distinct spiritual weapons entrusted to the great Michael the Archangel, and it shows you how each one applies to the specific battles of your own life, how one severs the roots of generational curses, how another seals the doors of your home against every intruding force, how another activates the calling that marks you as one of the chosen. The link waits for you at the very top of the comments, pinned first upon the channel. This is knowledge that unsettles those who profit from keeping souls in the dark, which is why more than once there have been attempts to bury it. Do not let them succeed. Go now, take hold of it, and write your declaration in the comments, I am the elect, and I shall claim the sacred scroll. The moment you declare it and act upon it, you plant a seed of obedience, and obedience is the soil in which every miracle takes root. Now let that act of faith carry you forward, because the revelation is far from finished. I want to take you deeper into the invisible world, deeper than most souls are ever permitted to see, so that you will understand the full weight of what is being done for you. There is a courtroom in the heights, a place where the destinies of souls are weighed and decreed, and your case has been brought before that court. For a long time, the adversary stood there day and night, presenting his charges against you, listing your failures, magnifying your weaknesses, demanding that you be denied the blessings you longed for. That is why it felt for so long as though something was standing between you and every good thing. Something was, someone was. There was an accusation being pressed against you in a realm you could not see. But hear what has happened. An advocate has risen in your defense, and that advocate carries the sword of fire. Michael the Archangel has entered the court on your behalf, and where he stands, no accusation can hold. He has presented the evidence of your endurance, the record of your faithfulness through suffering, the testimony of every tear you cried and every prayer you refused to abandon, even when the celestial realm seemed silent. And the adversary, who spoke so boldly for so long, has fallen silent. He has been cast out of the proceedings. The case has turned entirely in your favor. The gavel of the celestial realm has come down, and the ruling is restoration. Do you feel how the atmosphere around you is changing even as I speak? There is a lifting happening. A pressure that has surrounded you for so long that you forgot it was even there is beginning to release its grip. Some of you are feeling a warmth moving through your body right now, a tingling, a sense of presence that you cannot fully explain. That is not your imagination. That is the touch of the realm I am describing, breaking through into your world. When the celestial realm moves this powerfully on behalf of a soul, the movement can be felt in the flesh. Do not be afraid of it. Welcome it. It is the hand of your protector confirming that everything I am telling you is true. I see the works of darkness being pulled down around you like an old structure being demolished to make way for something magnificent. Every lie that was built into the foundation of your self-image, every false belief that you were unworthy or unlovable or destined to lose, all of it is being torn down. And in its place, the celestial realm is building something new, a new foundation of truth, a new understanding of who you really are. Because the truth they hid from you, the truth the darkness fought so hard to keep you from ever discovering, is that I am the elect and I shall claim the sacred scroll. You were set apart before you drew your first breath. There is a calling on your life that the enemy recognized long before you did, and everything he did to you was an attempt to keep you from ever answering it. But the time of silencing that call is over. The trumpet of your season has sounded in the heights, and its sound is reaching down into the depths of your spirit right now, awakening what was dormant, calling forth what was buried, resurrecting dreams you thought had died forever. The dreams were not dead. They were only sleeping, waiting for this exact moment, waiting for the season when the celestial realm would breathe upon them again and call them back to life. And that breath is moving over you now, over the graveyard of your abandoned hopes. And I can see the stirring beginning. What was dead is moving. What was buried is rising. What was lost is being found. Let me describe to you the abundance that is being prepared, because the celestial realm does not restore in small measures. When the sovereign repays a debt, he does not repay it modestly. He repays it with a generosity that overwhelms. I see provision coming to you from directions you would never have expected, from sources you did not even know existed. The math of your situation is about to stop making sense in the most wonderful way, because the celestial realm is about to add to your life factors that no calculation could have predicted. You will look at your circumstances and be unable to explain how things turned around, and that inability to explain it will be the very fingerprint of the Almighty upon your life. I see relationships being healed and new ones being formed. I see the loneliness that has been your companion for so long being replaced by genuine connection, by people who see you and value you and choose you, not for what you can do for them, but for who you are. I see your name being spoken with respect in rooms you have never entered. I see doors opening that you did not even knock on, because the celestial realm went ahead of you and prepared them. I see the tears of sorrow that you cried for so long being transformed into tears of joy, tears of amazement, tears of a gratitude so deep it has no words. And beyond all the outward restoration, I see the deepest restoration of all, the restoration of your peace. There is a peace that is coming to you that does not depend on your circumstances, a peace that will guard your heart, even in the moments when the storms of life still rage. This is the peace that only comes from knowing, truly knowing deep in your bones, that you are held, that you are protected, that the greatest warrior of the celestial realm stands watch over your life and will not let you fall. Once you have that peace, nothing can shake you the way it used to. You will face the same world, but you will face it as a different person, no longer a victim of it, but a child of the sovereign walking through it under the covering of an unbreakable protection. I want you to make room in your heart to receive all of this, because the only container that can hold a blessing this large is a heart that has decided to believe again. I know belief has been hard for you. I know how many times your faith was tested until it nearly broke, but I am asking you now in this sacred moment to make a decision, not a feeling, a decision. Decide to believe that the celestial realm is real, that you are seen, that the answer is coming, and that Michael the Archangel has been sent to fulfill the very prayer you thought had been forgotten. Faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is choosing to trust in spite of the doubt, and that choice made right now in the quiet of this moment is the key that opens the door to everything I have described. There is a confirmation happening inside you as you listen. Pay attention to it. That quiet knowing, that inner witness that keeps whispering, yes, this is for me, this is true, that is the voice of your own spirit recognizing the truth. Do not argue with it. Do not let your wounded mind talk you out of what your spirit already knows. When the celestial realm speaks to a soul, the soul recognizes it, the way a child recognizes the voice of a loving parent, even in a crowded and noisy room. You are recognizing that voice right now. That recognition is your evidence. That is how you know this word is truly for you and not for someone else. Let the peace settle over you now. Let it move from the top of your head down through your whole being. Let it loosen the tension you have carried in your shoulders, in your chest, in the pit of your stomach where the anxiety lives. Breathe it in. This is a real peace, not a temporary distraction, not a pleasant feeling that will fade the moment the video ends. This is a peace that is being deposited into your spirit to remain, a peace that you will carry with you into tomorrow and into all the days that follow. The circumstances that troubled you have not yet all changed, but something more important has changed. You have changed. Your position has changed. You have moved from being outside the door to being inside the house, from being forgotten to being remembered, from being a spectator of other people's blessings to being the one the celestial realm has chosen to bless. And I must tell you once more of the sacred knowledge that will seal all of this into your life permanently. For I would be failing you if I let you feel this peace without showing you how to keep it. The guide, the 7 blades of the Archangel, is the very instrument through which countless souls have learned to guard the blessings that were released to them, to close the doors the adversary had used for years, and to walk in the fullness of the calling I have been describing. It does not merely tell you that you are chosen. It shows you, step by step, how to live as one who is chosen, how to wield each of the 7 sacred swords in the real battles of your daily life, how to break the specific curse that has followed your family, how to seal the specific blessing that keeps slipping away, how to activate the specific call that has been waiting for you. The link rests at the very top of the comments, pinned first upon the channel, placed there so that no soul who hears this word would leave without the means to protect it. This is knowledge that the darkness has always tried to keep hidden, knowledge that unsettles those who would rather you remained asleep and powerless, and that is precisely why attempts have been made to silence it. Do not allow the silence to win in your life. Go now, take hold of the guide, and leave your declaration where all of the celestial realm can witness it. I am the elect, and I shall claim the sacred scroll. Speak it, mean it, act on it, and watch how the very act of obedience begins to open doors within you and around you. Now with that fire of commitment,